Hey, welcome back to Hardworking Man. If you're new to the channel, my name is Heath, and I just bring you everything I do outdoors. A couple videos ago, I brought you the new Balfour Samurai buzzsaw that I picked up, and I was cutting down some long cut ash that I had on hand. I know a lot of people commented and they said that it was a waste of time. I should just find somebody that wants to buy the longer cut ash and whatnot, but I had the long cut ash already loaded in my truck. I had a brand new saw. I had a sore back. It just made sense to me to cut it down. It's not going to be my primary use for this saw. It'll just be something I do occasionally. I keep the offcuts to burn in our own pit. I took an IBC tote lid that I had cut off. I'm going to use that to catch the majority of the sawdust. That'll help me keep my work area a little bit cleaner. I don't keep my area as clean as some. I'm out here to work. I clean up eventually, and I should probably keep it a little cleaner than I do, but that's just never been me. So I'm going to use that, keep it a little bit cleaner. I'm going to try to use some of that sawdust on another project. I'll bring that to you today. I've got some long cut black locust I've had sitting here for a while. I picked this up from Anthony. He was on the video where I was cutting up black locust with him. He just messaged me the other day, said he's been watching my videos. As a lot of you know, if you saw that video, shortly after I left, he broke his leg and his ankle. He's doing pretty good healing up. He can move his ankle again, so he should be back on his feet soon. But this is some of the locust that he had, the very first purchase I made from him. And a lot of it's cut longer. This is going to be what I use late winter to heat my own house. I've got a pretty big house. It's propane, which, as you know, all the costs have gone up a lot. I use one tank of propane. Granted, it's a big tank, but I can get about 3 or 4 years out of one tank as long as I heat with wood as my primary source. I've got a wood burning insert in one of my fireplaces. I have another one I'm going to be putting in my other fireplace. Late winter, January, February, when you get those long, real cold snaps, my one insert doesn't keep it warm enough. But with the black locust and the high BTUs that puts out, it should help. So this is going to be for my own use. And my wood at 16 inches fits in the furnace and my wood stove a lot better. So I'm going to cut this down. It's quick, easy. It's not very labor intensive, especially with this saw. I can cut this down so easy. It's not going to waste much of my day. And I can get this cleaned up. It's been sitting here for a couple months now, and I got to get this all cleaned up for my daughter's open house coming up. Here's all the other locusts that I got. That's all cut to 16 already, but that's going to need to get split. I'm hoping to get the new splitter in time to do that. I've got IBC tote stacked behind it to keep it from going down into the low spot. Bunch more seasoning wood here. I've got oak, cherry, maple, a little bit of everything. So these are my saw logs. As soon as I get the sawmill from my buddy, that's going to be making some boards and new deck boards for my trailer that desperately need to be replaced. There's just a load of poplar I picked up free the other day, just one dump trailer full. I'm going to go back and get more in the future when he has some ready. But for now, I'm just going to run the Samurai again. We're going to knock down this black locust. You'll see how quick and easy it is. As you know, black locust is a hardwood. You'll see what this saw does to it. The next video I bring you with the Samurai is going to be bucking up logs. So you guys will be able to see how it performs on that. So let's get the saw warmed up, get the tractor warmed up, and get this black locust cut down to size. All right, another couple benefits of this saw. It is hot out today. You can see I'm just in some boots in case I drop something on my foot, and some shorts and a t-shirt. No need for chaps, no need for pants. I am gonna wear the Milwaukee gloves. I put a little tie strap on this handle for when I'm doing this. You've got to put your hand in the saw blade. You would have to reach it in there pretty far. So if I'm doing logs, I'll use the clamp and the safety. If my family's running it, I'll have the safety engaged. For this, because my hand is a foot away from the blade when I'm cutting, I just have it strapped down. It's going to make it go a lot faster. You guys know how hard black locust is. You'll see how well this saw cuts it. And we'll get this tote filled up. I'm going to need another tote. We'll get this cleaned up again. Get the 16-inch pieces in there. Get the long pieces cut down to 16. When everything's close to 16, in a 15 to 17 range, you get a lot nicer stacks. Even in the IBC totes, it stacks in a lot nicer. I like using the totes, get the cover on it, use my tractor in the winter, and just feed totes down to my back door so I can put them in the wood stove. So let's get these cut down. I'm going to do it in real time so you guys can see how fast this saw cuts. There will be no speeding up the footage. It's just going to be me grabbing the pieces, cutting them, throw them in the IBC tote. So let's fire it up. Let's get cutting these down. I do plan to put a painted mark on here at 16. Right now I just got a little Sharpie mark. When I get a nice painted line, it'll be quicker and I'll be able to see it. All right, we got that tote topped off. It was partially full with pieces that were already at 16 inches. But you can see how many cuts we made in a short amount of time. It's literally as fast as you can feed it. Granted, those weren't 12-inch rounds, which this is rated up to, but that was black locust, and you saw it just buzzing through it. So I think I'm gonna like this thing for sure. I'm gonna get the tote top thrown on this IBC tote, get it out of here, and finish up the rest of this black locust pile. Probably another tote plus here. I'll pick the 16-inch pieces out of there, throw them in the tote, and the long cuts will get buzzed down on the Samurai. We got that other IBC tote out of here. We got more of the long cuts stacked up. Some of the ones that were closer to 16 in the tote. We got the wagon emptied and thrown in the personal burn wood box up by the house. So I'll get the Kioti fired up, and we'll start running the Samurai again. almost 2 full face cords of Locust ready to go this winter. Bunch of offcuts for the backyard fire pit. The Samurai buzzed through that like it was nothing. Next video with the Samurai is going to be full-size log, so hit that subscribe, hit the bell icon, you don't want to miss that. Let's see how this thing makes firewood. All right, you can see down there the IBC tote lid caught a fair amount of the sawdust. There's still some on the ground, some on the back of the tractor. A little bit more about the Samurai. It's got a 700 millimeter carbide tooth wheel blade on it. When I bought it, I asked the guy about the blade, if I should pick up an extra, how durable they are, and he said that he sells one blade for about every 30 saws, and that some guys will try to resharpen them after a while and it can be done, but he didn't really recommend buying a replacement blade. He said you probably won't need it for a long time. It's got nice carbide teeth on it. As long as you don't hit any real solid metal in a tree, you can cut through some dirty wood. I've left some of the dirtiest pieces out because I figured why wear it out sooner than it needs to be. I'm gonna put this thing through its paces so you guys can see what it's all about. See if it's maybe something you want to add to your firewood tools, and I'm not even sure. I mean, I like it so far, but I have yet to run a full log through it. The first time I run a big log through it's gonna be on camera, so you're gonna see it when I see it. So I haven't been testing this thing. When I run this thing, I make a video. I ran a couple little pieces through it the very first day I got it just to see how it operated, and then I've run it twice since then, breaking down that ash and now breaking down this Locust, and that's all I have left for long cut wood in the wood yard. Everything else is going to be logs to firewood or smoker chunks. If you guys have any specific questions about this saw, let me know. I'm not an expert on it, I'm just learning it, but maybe you'll say, hey, what about this? And I can look at it and give you an answer. So we'll see how it works for firewood production. I think I'm gonna like it. Time will tell.